Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at the High Elf Magic Zone, which, you know, the High Elves are pretty well known for their magic. So we've got the mighty Teclis, the Legendary Lord. We also have the High Mage, we've got the Life Mage, the Light Mage, and the Loremaster of Hoeth, which he just looks like a badass. He's ready to kick some ass. But yeah, so the models-wise, they're all pretty... The different mages are all pretty similar, really. There's just a couple of little details, and obviously the staff is the big difference in their sort of headpiece. But the rest are pretty similar. Teclis looks like he's... Yeah, he looks a bit like Ming the Merciless. It's a little bit camp, but, you know, you'd expect that from High Elfness. And the the Lawmaster is just a badass. So let's have a look. We're going to sort of skim through the magic area. I won't linger too long. You can pause it if you want to read just full descriptions and stuff like this. So let's have a look at the standard mages first. The first on the chopping block, we have the Life Mage. They've all got the same stats. Very, very low armoured. You do not want to get any of these guys, the mages, in combat in any way, shape or form. Decent weapon strength, all individual characters do, but that's it. So, standard stuff here in Courage and all hide in the foresty stuff, martial prowess. So then we've got Life Bloom. So as you'd expect from Life Magic, it's a bit healer, it's a bit buffy, but it's got some damage in there as well. So this triggers when casting a spell, replenishes hit points of combatants. So it doesn't bring people back to life. If you've lost the troll, not the troll, you're a high elf. That would be weird if you're resurrecting a troll. But if you lost units, they won't. It will just replenish the hit points. So that's really nice. It happens every time. So on yourself. So constant heal every time. If as a high elf, you're going to be casting a lot of spells. Let's face it. So we've got Awakening of the Wood, which is a magical explosion and big speed debuff. We've got the Earth Blood, another heal. We've got the Flesh to Stone, a massive boost to armour, which is really nice. We've got the Shield of Thorns, which is just a bitch in the tabletop game. Good against armour piercing damage, weapon damage, and missile resistance. We have the... where is it? Where are we going next? Regrowth, again, another heal, and it gives them missile physical resistance. And then we've got the Dwellers Below, which, if you've played the tabletop game, you'll shudder when that gets mentioned. It's horrible. Causes severe damage to combatants, large explosion, good against big groups of units, and it reduces their speed. It's disgustingly powerful. There's where your main power comes from, like damage as a Life Mage. But as you see, lots of healing. I like healing. I'm a big fan of healing, so she's already ahead for me. But let's look at the Light Wizard, see what she's got. Same stuff. Mage, not wizard. She's got the Exorcism, which target if undead, gets -8 leadership. Meh, okay, fine, whatever. Fast Protection, a nice boost. We've got Shen's Burning Gaze, it's a decent bit of damage. Good from a high angle because it's a weird shot, that one. We've got the Light of Battle, meaning unbreakable on an ally, which is, in a clutch circumstance, that's really huge. We've got the Net, which is basically that freeze spell, you can't move, which is good for if you're getting flank charge and stuff. We got Banishment. I always love the Vortex just because of the random move nature of it, lots of damage. And we have Birona's Time Warp, which is cast on a self or ground or ally, affects allies in range 40 meters, gives them a big speed boost and melee attack boost. So if you're going in for the charge, that's a great spell to hit just as you go in. But overall, you know, decent, but I'm loving a bit of healing and a bit of Dwellers Below. My life magic is still ahead for me. So then we have the High Mage. Here she is, looking lovely and resplendent. Same stuff as all. Then she's got her main sort of lore attribute is the Shield of Safari. Plus 11% damage resistances, which is very nice. And it's so active if casting. So she casts it for 9 seconds. Everybody in the army, because it's map wide and around self, affects allies in the right area. So everybody is doing 11% more damage for 9 seconds, which is pretty crazy when she's casting spells. We've got a heal with the Apotheosis. Hand of Glory is a nice... You know, you don't get many buffs for the range guys, but plus 40 reload skill is crazy. Then we've got the Soul Quench, which is another magic missile. We've got Tempest, which is a good old vortex spell. We've got Arcane Unforgiving, which is good against a single combatant, which is nice. And then finally, Convocation, which is a wind spell, lasts 10 seconds. A little bit short range. You can only affect the ground. You can't select a unit you want to cast it on. Damage, lots of damage. Good versus multiple. You know the drill by now. You kill stuff with it, right? You just do stuff. I think Life is my favourite. And obviously this is very much down to your personal play style, but I like having all those buff spells, plus things like Dwellers Below and everything is just lovely. But let's look on now to the Loremaster of Hoeth. Unlike the other spellcasters, he can also do a bit of damage. So if we look at stats, he's a little bit tankier, a ton more armour, 75 more armour. He's shielded, he's anti-infantry, armour piercing. He's got a very good set of skills. If we look at the breakdown on his weapon strength, we've got 85 armour piercing. It's just about armour piercing, isn't it? It's just... I was looking at the wrong fucking screen. I hate that when it highlights somebody else. I thought that was weird. It's armour piercing. 235. He's got a bonus versus infantry of 16. It's okay, but, you know, it's the armour piercing that's the daddy here. So, like I said, he can fight, but he also has some abilities as well. Evasion, which is just a, you know, cheeky little buff for himself. It's not as good as the mages, Law Tribute and stuff, but defense and speed's always nice. He's got the Shemsbone Engage for a good magic missile. He's got Harmonic Convergence, a nice cheeky buff. He's got Spirit Leech, causes damage to combatants, strong versus a single combatant. It's only got 100 meter range though. Then we've got Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, which is a great direct damage spell. Just slap it on anybody. Then we've got Wisdom's Wild Form, which is a massive buff, armour and weapon damage. We've got Earthblood, which is a heal spell. So he's kind of a bit from everywhere sort of thing. And he's got Foe Seeker, which is that little buff to himself. So he's got some direct damage. He's got Shemsbone Engage, Gaze even. He's got some buffs. He's kind of an all-rounder. He's even got a heal. And he can fight. Now... These characters play an interesting role for me because I prefer specialists. So if I'm going to have a mage, I'm probably just going to go for a mage and they're just going to batter spells into the opposition, especially the life mage. And if I'm going to have a guy that can fight, I'd rather go somebody that can really fight, like a prince or a princess or something like that. But he still does a good job. It's just... He can't be front line. He's still not good enough to just be sitting in the front line. You still want him off to the side. I like him, but I prefer specialists. So, right, let's talk about Teclis. Oh, just in regards to mounts and everything. Teclis has his own horse that you can mount him on. And the others, I think, they're just on foot. I don't think you can upgrade their mounts, but I could be wrong there. So let's have a look at Teclis. He's got a few little tricks up his sleeve. Again, very low armoured. He is just a spellcaster. He's got all the stuff you'd expect, but he also has a bunch of other stuff. We've got the Kindle Flame, which is a plus 22% weakness to fire damage. So imagine him with any sort of fire damage unit or spell is just going to increase that. He's got the Wild Heart, which gives him more spells to cast, which is lovely. Shield of Safri, that buff. The map-wide buff, which is very nice. He's got... the Greater Arcane Conduit, more spells, love it. He's got the Net, which stops the movement, which is great. Really useful spell, that, actually. Chain Lighting for a bit of damage. He's got the Flaming Sword of Ruin, plus 25% weapon damage, plus 25% missile damage, and it imbues that whatever missile damage. So if you put on a unit of Rangers, they'd have fire damage, plus using your fire damage spell, plus weakness to fire damage, you're going to murder a unit. So that's a nice little combo there as well. Enabling Foe is the standard sort of debuff. He's got Flock of Doom, which is a decent little damage. Regrowth for the heal. Potion of Charoi, which he gets to regenerate 44% damage resistance, which is amazing. And it heals him, obviously. Just him, though. He can't put it on anybody else. And the Kane's Ring of Fury. Sounds like something you'd have after a curry, but okay. Magical effects, large area effects, strong versus, so that's a good old windy spell after that curry. You can imagine it being a windy spell. So obviously, Teclis has a... What even is this battlefield? Teclis has a nice mix of spells. I'm just going to go and find the enemy here. But, you know, there's pretty sort of self-explanatory as to how you're going to be using these guys. The Hoeth guy is the only difference in that he can fight a bit as well, but I'm still not going to use him as a main fighty guy. Are the Skaven going to come out, or should we just bombard them from here, shall we? Okay, let's do... I just want to do a Dwellers Below. Which one is it? It's good. I never memorise these, because I'm playing so many different campaigns. I never memorise them. Let's go. It's pretty short range. Let's try there. Hello, Skaven. You having a nice day? Everybody? That's good. There you go. Oh, loving that is okay. That is cool. That is very cool. The woods have come alive and just eaten a bunch of rats, which is good. Yeah, so that just murdered 40 guys. We didn't even know if we hit the main pack, but yeah, pretty damn good spell. Should we just do one more? What do we fancy before we end up? Spirit Leech. Oh, it's the single component one. What are we going to go for? Quick! There's too many spells! I've got too many spells! Let's go for a Soul Quench. Where are they? Bastards. Are they coming out? There they are. They've got again. I'm just going to walk into... This is not ideal. This is now not ideal. We're walking into the woods. Oh, there we go. Bit of Soul Quench. So that's cast on a unit, so it's a little bit easier to do. And now we're in combat. There it is. There's a nice Soul Quench. Yeah, this is going to end pretty probably. We should be all right. It's Skaven at the end of the day, but yeah, don't get them into combat like this, people. All right, a lot of spells don't work in combat. That's quite a cool fight, though. Right, I'll end you on that. Some poor mages getting killed by rats. Thank you very much for watching this guide, guys. Please go and check out all the other High Elf guides. I've also done all the other armies, so go check them out if you enjoyed it. Subscribe and like and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.